It was a debate that will go down the political history as the first ever televised FDC Presidential Flag bearers debate. A debate that would give the candidates an opportunity to win hearts of some Ugandans and also allow the electorate decide on who the better candidate was of the two. The two candidates are three-time presidential contender, retired Colonel Dr. Mugisha Besigye, and current party president, retired Major General Mugisha Muntu. The debate centered on their views on local issues such as electoral reforms and governance, to international affairs such as Uganda's standing in the region and their personalities.
What needs to be done is known. It is very clear those who are supposed to do it have no motivation for doing it. It therefore must rest on the citizens of this country.
The next 6 months you must choose which path to take. As TDA, my view is that if you use both simultaneously, it will weaken us as an opposition, because you send different signals to the population, and you will neither go through an electoral process and win, nor will you succeed through civil disobedience.
The two candidates strongly differed on what both intend to do following government's failure to pass the much-anticipated electoral reforms. Besigye reiterated his earlier position on the need for electoral reforms and involuntarily made it more clearer on his possible election boycott that he had in the past hinted on.
The timetable is what you are talking about. Timetable is a result of politics. When the politics change, the timetable can change.
If we don't have the organizational capability, I know, for example, we said if electoral reforms are not carried out through Parliament, we are going to shut it down. I know a number of leaders who gave those statements. The Parliament was never shut down.
In what could be interpreted as a veiled attack on Besigye's work methods, Muntu condemned populist leaders for issuing threats that they cannot achieve.
As a leader, I don't like posturing, one. As a leader, I never want to give threats which cannot be carried through. I know that the population has lost hope in us as politicians because we like posturing.
Mr. Moderator, is he suggesting that the TDA is posturing?
No.
Or the compact is posturing?
No.
Because I'm asking whether he's committed. I'm asking whether he's committed not anybody's position, but the position of TDA, the position of the Citizens Compact.
The two leaders, however, agreed on the foreign policy concerning the country's deployment in South Sudan and the current leadership crisis in Burundi and South Sudan. They also seem to agree that the incumbent President Yoweri Museveni has served his purpose after nearly 3 decades in power.
What he's doing right is obviously to suppress the rights of others. That's the only reason he's been there for 29 years.
The presidential term limit, if he had left off at that point, I think there are a number of things for which he would have been credited for. But when he removed the term limits, he has literally undermined all that.
And on what makes them better than the other?
Bottom line is that you must have support. And I consider that I have demonstrable support.
He's a good candidate. There's no doubt about that. In the last 3 elections are not for him as an individual. Actually, they carry over from the support of Dr. Semogere.
On the contentious question of homosexuality, the two FDC presidential contenders gave varied reactions, with Dr. Besigye appearing cagey on the issue.
My moral values are guided by that faith, but it's also a political question, which I think our party must determine a position, must take a position on.
As within the law, there might be parameters within which homosexuals they cannot be persecuted. However, you can also not allow a situation where a campaign is carried out, like happens in our schools, to compromise the young people so that even those who necessarily may not have a homosexual inclination, that they are converted into homosexuality. That has got to be firmly stopped.
The fate of the two candidates lies with 1,000 delegates who will decide who is the better of the two to face off with others for the position of the joint opposition presidential candidate under the Democratic Alliance. Whoever is chosen on September 2nd could tussle it out with President Yoweri Museveni for the highest office. So, will it be Mugisha Muntu who will have a first shot at the presidency, or Besigye a fourth aim? Sheila Nduhukire, NTV.